Hey guys, what is going on? Is the Ascension here? I'm back and once again with another video teaching you how to defend a theory better with your heroes. In today's guide, how do I set up a character? How do I set up a class? How do I do a build? How do I play the goddamn game? Well, it's fairly simple or as complicated as you want to make it. Some people just throw random armor on and put points into random stats. Others sit and calculate to get the highest damage number possible. And these are both valid approaches to the game, but one will get more results than the other. So let's get right into it. So you're starting the game, and you are looking at the Create a Hero screen, and you're like, oh man, there's 4 options here. So we're the apprentice, the squire, and by doing a quest, but by talking to the general, you get enough generals to unlock the huntress and unlock the monk. Now, your question may be, oh, there's 4 options. Who do I play? And my answer to that is play whoever looks the coolest to you. Dungeon defenders can be one of the most non-complicated things. So, for example, when I first played Dungeon Defenders 2, I started with the apprentice. I created my apprentice, I grew him, I grew him, and I played through the campaign with my apprentice at my side. And this is that apprentice. As you can see, he's grown into a fine warrior. Has plenty of gear, etc. Alright, so now that you've chosen your favorite character, you're absolutely in love with, now it's time to get out there and play some Dungeon Defenders. There are multiple ways to play Dungeon Defenders, but you're going to be starting in the campaign. Then you're most likely going to go into adventures, then expeditions through the Chaos tiers, and Onslaught if you want to do more gradual slope of progression. There's the Mastery Challenges, and the Incursions. So, let's fast forward a bit. Let's say you get through the campaign. You do the campaign, you're through your adventures, you got some time under your belt, and you're going to expedition in the Chaos tiers. Now, you may hear the word build, or specific use case, or strategy when you think of Dungeon Defenders 2, and you hear all the videos telling you, oh yeah, how to build a flame war monk, or how to do this, how to do that. And those are all well and good. But you don't... You need to follow a build. You need to ask yourself, 1, what do I want to do in Dungeon Defenders 2? 2, what role do I want to play while I'm defending Etheria? And 3, how much time do you want to put into the game? Because, for example, I put down 1 tower and call it a day, and just AFK. Yeah, if you're powerful enough, you can do that. You can certainly, like, if you have the stats, the Ascension, the gear, you can definitely AFK the fuck out of this game. But is that what you want to do? And make sure that you're always doing what you want to do and find fun about the game. So, me personally, I love to place towers, and I love to just run around and kill as many things as possible. But if you are looking for AFK methods, and there is a link in the description to grinding defender medals, and that shows you how to AFK maps and farm effectively. But so, back to the topic again. How do I build my hero for these coming challenges? How do I make a build? That's very simple. Take any characters you're working with. Alright? You're gonna hit the level cap at level 50. And it's usually hit by the end of the campaign, or certainly the adventures. You're gonna hit level 50 organically by playing the game. And then, after level 50, you have the base stats done, and you can wear any piece of armor in the game. Now, you're saying, oh yeah, just level up and I get my stats up, and then I do some stuff. No, that's not how you do it. And while you go to level 50, then you're going to get these things called Ascension levels. They're in the blue ring in the top of the left corner. As you can see, my Ascension level is 350. And this is your Ascension levels. Your Ascension levels are broken up into 3 categories: offense, defense, and utility. And this is where your bread and butter is when you expect your points. So, for example, this is my Flame War monk. He has absurd Flame Wars, high damage, and everything you'd want, and that's his purpose. So, if I have a specific purpose, how do I build him for that purpose? So let's start with the Ascension. So, since I want to run around and kill things, I pump mostly damage. In this, it just gives me a bonus to my damage. Then health, because I'm always in the action. And then for monks, it is always a good idea to do heroic boost damage. This will boost your damage by 2%, and it actually does a lot more than you would think. But that's offense. That's straightforward. On every hero, you can learn the damage and abilities. If you want to be purely a hero damage character, focus on the hero damage. If you want to be one of the abilities, focus on the abilities. They're both valid options. But your defenses. So in Dungeon Defenders 2, you can have your 4 hero slots. So you don't need any more. If you raise your Ascension level to a really high level, like close to like 1,000 and whatnot, you can just have one hero that does everything. Like for example, juice bags. Gunner on YouTube that also does YouTube guides on Dungeons 2. He actually has an Ascension level, I think, of 3,000 or something, and he's able to fill out like most of this chart, so his hero can do everything. But speaking to you guys on the lower end of the Ascension spectrum, if you want, say Flame Wars like I do, first, you're always going to focus on your defense speed first. This is the most important stat because your auras, towers will hit faster. We need more damage per second, or DPS as it's called. And then you're going to start pumping the damage, the Flame Aura damage. For me specifically, it's Flame Auras. Now, health of your towers can come after you max out the damage stat. Your tower health does not matter that much, except for on the Squire's walls, which I will quickly show you. I apologize. I've respected him at some point, it seems, but normally a level up, put the points in the square walls for more health on my walls, obviously. and then as far as your utility goes, that's how to set up defense. So choose your tower and max out the speed stat, and then work on that from there. But utility. So this is where your role is more carefully defined. So for example, I want to do a ton of damage. So I want hero crit chance. The more crits I do, the higher highs and the lower lows, but it does pay off. That 20% crit chance is insane when it actually does proc. Alright, then next, you focus on defense crit chance for defenses, defense crit damage. These go hand in hand, obviously. The more times crit, the more times you can use that extra damage. I think that's the basics for the defense. Now, each character, be it the apprentice, monk, squire, or huntress, will always have 4 defense slots down here. This is called the Gambits. So for example, a Flame War, this is the Flame War ranged Gambit. Now, for each point, I lose defense power, but I gain range. So when you guys see me with these giant Flame Wars, it's because my Gambit is maxed out. And then max out whatever you like, whatever your characters are trying to do. Like, for example, if you're doing the Huntress, eyes are important. Poison Dart Towers, the same rule applies. Poison Dart Range Gambit. Mimics range defense, crit chance, defense crit damage, defense speed, Poison Dart Tower damage, and whatever you want to do in an offense is up to you. And again, same thing with the Squire, defense crit chance, defense crit damage. Defense speed and the tower stat I want to focus on. So let's talk about shards. Shards are important because they accentuate your hero's abilities and their uses. Like for example, on my Flame Wars, I have Destruction, which gives me a 34% damage boost, and that is the non-gilded shard. Deadly Strikes, 39% more range, and then defense rate, 33% attack speed. If you're new to the game, you might be saying, how the hell do I get shards? What are shards? What are we talking about, Boomer? Well, go to our defense table. You're going to receive these shard packs throughout the campaign, adventures, and expeditions. Now, Onslaught Mastery, anybody can receive these shards. Now, the random little packs, they'll open and give you a shard from that range. Let me run over here and show you real quick. So, for example, these packs would open. These always have the Roman numeral of what chaos tier they belong to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and even 8. And there's the standard shards. So these are the campaign level shards you will get throughout the game. So shards will come in their respective tier. If you need to know what a shard is in which tier. So let's say I'm looking for deadly strikes. So I'm looking. You even hit search. And you type dead. Look, deadly strikes popped up. It's a Chaos 3 shard, which means I have to go do Chaos 3 trials to get this shard to drop. Now, for 500 defender medals, you are more than welcome to come spend them here. You get 5 random shards, or you can spend 1,000 to get a particular shard. Now then, do I recommend buying your shards? Well, if you want to do it the quick way, yes. If you want to farm, just run the trials over and over and over again, like I did. The last question may be on your mind is, do I have to do any of this? And no, you can play the game any way you want to. Dungeon Trainers is incredibly flexible with how you can play the game. I've seen people play with 1,000 ores on the ground. I've seen people play with a bunch of walls, just cannons, only squire. I've seen people only use the huntress, the monk, etc., etc. Plus, if you have a DLC, so the DLC is about using gems or defender medals. You have even more ways to play. So, for example, the Abyss Sword summons creatures, and it plays completely different. Gun Witch, all DPS, all day. Lava Mancer, the Barbarian, the Adepts, they all play slightly differently, and they all are bound to the same rules as I already mentioned in the beginning of the video. Ascension, define your points, level up in gear. Speaking of gear, I haven't talked about armor yet. So, armor is very simple. You look at the stats. So, armor 10,463. Hero health 10,774. And if you like that stat, I put it on. And for example, for my monk that's always in the action, I want hero health and armor. I want armor and hero damage. Now, there are mod slots, and if there's enough demand, I will cover them in another video. Because that is something I will have to look into myself a little bit more. I am not all knowledgeable about mods. But yeah, guys. Any questions, leave them down in the comments. And that was the basics of how to set up a character, and make a build, and play Dungeon Defenders. So you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please smash the like button. If you didn't leave a dislike and comment what you didn't like about the video. You want more Dungeon Defenders guides, comment. And as always, a brave on, we run brave defenders of Etheria. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.